Hi, we are going to be doing another lesson today using tally charts. This one, we're going to be making some tally charts a little later. For right now, we're going to look at this first page and we're going to complete the tally chart and then answer some questions. So when I look at this tally chart, at the top, it says our favorite game. And then we have the total, but those totals are empty. So we have card games, we have puzzles, and we have board games, and we have tally marks for each one. Remember, in our last lesson, we learned that 1, 2, 3, 4, cross 5 makes 5 tally marks. Whenever we see a cross, that means 5, and we can count by 5s. So let's take a look. Card game. Oh, I see a cross. That tells me we have 5. So I'm going to write a total of 5. Let's look at puzzles. 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to write 3. And then board games. I see some tally marks with crosses, so that's 5, 10. So I can write 10. Let's take a look now at our questions that we're going to answer using the information in our tally chart. Which game did the most, keyword, most children choose? Well, which one up here did most children choose, or which one has the biggest number of votes? 10. That is a board game, so we're going to circle the picture to go with board games. Now, which game did the fewest or the smallest number of children choose? Go up here. Which number is the smallest? 3, which are puzzles. Puzzles. I'm going to tell you this. I really like puzzles, and that's a fun thing to do at home with my kids, and my kids like doing them with me. So if you have any puzzles at home, maybe that's an activity you can do with an adult or with your brother or sister who live with you. All right, let's go to the next page and see what else we're going to do with tally charts. All right. Up at the top, it says, how can you make a tally chart to show the boats in the lake? Well, here are our boats in the lake. And right here, it says, decide if each boat has a sail. Oh, so there are rowboats or canoes, and then there are sailboats. Right here, it says boats at the lake. Boats with sails, boats without sails. So they've already kind of started for us, but we're going to do it all on our own because remember, we start at the top, move from left to right, and then go down and move from left to right. So let's do our marking out of our boats and our tally marks. I'm going to start up here at the top. That's without a sail, without a sail, with a sail, without a sail, with a sail, with a sail, without a sail, without a sail. And I see that this is number 5, so I'm going to cross. With a sail, without a sail. So now I have all of my tally marks. I need to count them. So boats with a sail, I see 1, 2, 3, 4 tally marks. So I'm going to write a 4. Now, those without sails, I see a cross here, so that means that's 5, 6. So I'm going to write a 6. Now again, remember, when we have a tally mark that we see a cross on like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, our 5th tally mark is our crossing tally mark. All right, now we have another one. We're going to have to do some more tally marks and more crossing out. It says to use the picture to complete the tally chart, then answer each question. So I see a fish tank and I see some fish in there. And the title says, Fish in the Tank. Our choices are zebrafish and angelfish. So let's start off by crossing off fish, going from the top to the bottom and from the left to the right. So I have a zebrafish tally mark. angelfish, tally mark, zebrafish, tally mark, zebrafish, tally mark, angelfish, tally mark, zebrafish, tally mark, angelfish, tally mark, zebrafish. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. That means 5 I cross. Now let's do our totals. If we know in zebrafish, I see one with a cross, and that's 5. I'm going to write a 5. And the angelfish, I see 1, 2, 3. I'm going to write a 3. Now let's answer our questions. Number 1, how many, what is that? Zebrafish are in the tank. Here's zebrafish, go all the way to the end, 5. So I'm going to write a 5. Now let's look at question 2. How many more, keywords, how many more zebrafish than angelfish are there? So we're going to take the number of zebrafish, we will take away the number of angelfish, and that will give us our answer. So we will say 5 zebrafish minus the 3 angelfish equals 5 minus 3 equals what? 2. So there are 2 more zebrafish than there are angelfish. And let's look at this last question on this page. How many zebrafish and, we're adding, and angelfish are in the tank? So we're going to take both numbers and add them together. 5 plus 3. Put 5 in your head, count on 3 more. 5 is in our head. 6, 7, 8. There are 8 fish total. All right, we are going to move on to another page. So if you have these papers at home, put this one off to the side and get out your next paper. We are going to be making another tally chart, but this time it does ask us to ask 10 friends. Well, again, I'm going to have to give you the numbers. So for this tally chart, we're asking about our favorite snack, and we have pretzels, apples, and yogurt. So we have to have 3 different numbers, and they need to add up to 10. So I'm going to pick our numbers. So for pretzels, I'm going to say 7. For apples, I'm going to say 2. And for yogurt, I'm going to say 1. Now we need to make tally marks to match those totals. So we have 7 for pretzel. So I'm going to make tally marks counting 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember, for 5 I cross. There's my 5. 6, 7. For apple, 1, 2. And for yogurt, 1. Now I'm going to use my tally chart to answer the questions. How many children chose pretzels? Let's go up, look at our tally chart. 7. Number 5, how many children chose yogurt? 1. So we're going to write a 1. Now, number 6, which snack do most children like best? Well, which one got the most votes? Which one has the most tally marks? It would be pretzel. So we're going to circle the pretzel. Now, we have a Think Smarter question. What if 6 children out of the 10 chose pretzels? Which snack would be the favorite? Well, if we only have 10 votes and 6 picked pretzels, is 6 more than half, or is 6 the largest number we could have? Well, let's think about it with what I have. I had said 7 for pretzels, 2 for apple, and 1 for yogurt. If I took 1 away from that 7, which I'm going to show you, if I changed that to a 6 and I took 1 away, I could add it here to make that 3. That would still be 1. So which would have the most votes? Yes, it would be pretzels. Now let's look at number 8. Explain. Write your own question about tally charts. This is something I want you to do at home. I want you to tell an adult or another sibling or friend, how would you come up with a question, or what question would you use about tally charts or about this tally chart? Could it be, how many children chose apples? How many children chose apples and yogurt? How many more children chose pretzels than apples? You come up with your own question and tell someone near you. When you're done, turn your paper over and we're going to move on. All right, we have another tally chart, and it says again that we need to ask 10 friends. Or actually, Jenna asked 10 friends to choose their favorite subject. She will ask 10 more children. This is hard. So we're predicting. So she asked 10, and this is what they came up with. But then she's going to ask 10 more. We're going to have to answer some questions. We're going to be making some predictions. So first, let's count what we have. Here's 5. One more makes 6. So that was for math. For reading, I see 1, 2. And then for science, I see 1, 2. Now let's look at the questions where we're going to have to do some predicting, making some really good guesses. It says predict, which subject will children most likely choose? Well, looking at the first 10 children that she picked, which subject do you think kids are most likely to pick? Not necessarily what you would pick, but what do you think based off of what we have here? If 6 picked reading, or 6 picked math, 2 picked reading, 2 picked science, yeah, I think people are probably going to choose math. So I'm going to write math. We could be wrong, and that's okay. It's just a prediction. Then it says predict. Which subject will children least likely choose? So which one do you think they will choose the smallest number? Well, that's kind of hard because both reading and science had 2. So I think we just have to pick one of those 2, either reading or science. Or you could say either one. So reading, I'm going to abbreviate, reading or science. It's hard to pick on that one. Number 11. How can you prove if your prediction is good? Try it. How could we prove it? Well, we can say we're using the information up here. And to truly prove it, we would have to ask 10 more kids. Let's look at number 12. It says to complete the tally chart to show the number of votes. Well, we have fruit we like. Apples, bananas, and grapes. And we have our totals for all of them, but we're missing tally marks. So we need to put tally marks in both of these areas. Here we have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're good on that one. For bananas, 5. So we need to make 5 tally marks. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cross for 5. And for grapes, it says 2. 1, 2. All right, we have finished our lesson for today on tally charts and making tally charts. Again, if you have questions, ask your teacher, ask an adult near you. You will have an assignment on Google Classroom over making tally charts.